Hey everybody, it's Ginny Jester from City Mystic and Magnum Opus Tarot, and it's another installment of the City Mystic Paris video diary. And as you can see, I am shooting this from my hotel room. I'm here in New York City for the International Reader Studio Tarot Conference, and I am beyond exhausted, clearly, and excited, and I'm really thrilled. I had to take the whole day to kind of just get grounded. I spent pretty much the last 24 hours traveling. I left Sacramento at like 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon and flew out of San Francisco, flew overnight on the red eye, and then got out here and had to trek from like Newark, New Jersey to LaGuardia on the other side of New York, like past Manhattan to Queens. So I'm pretty tired, but I made it, and I made it in one piece, and I got my heavy ass bags all the way here by myself. I feel like I need a Superwoman medal or something. And I'm really excited. I was really nervous. Doing this by myself it's weird because before Chris and I teamed up or got together in a romantic sense or anything, I used to do everything independently, and I loved it. It was really hard for me to partner or be on, teams. Not that it's hard for me to be on teams, but I just really enjoy working by myself a lot more. I've just always been that way. And now getting used to not doing City Mystic with Chris, it's really hard. It's been cool to get excited together, and it's been cool to support each other, and it's been cool to have these amazing moments and share them in this crazy journey. And traveling all the way across the country by myself and leaving my kids for a week and coming out here and seeing what's going to happen with City Mystic New York and how the tarot world is specifically going to receive it in person, face to face. It's been really nerve-wracking, honestly. I've been really scared, and it's been kind of throwing me off because I'm not usually afraid of things like this. So it's been definitely, on a personal level, a life-changing adventure, and on the professional level with City Mystic, the whole project and moving into Paris, it's a game changer for sure. I mean, this is really kind of my chance to share what I'm passionate about with people who really understand tarot, which is really cool. And it makes me think a lot about what I'm going to do with Paris and what I did with New York. And the whole point and inspiration for New York was to show tarot in a modern light. And there are so many awesome decks out there. There are so many great ways to work with tarot. But one thing that I felt was really sorely lacking was a modern view, and the fact that tarot is supposed to be a picture or snapshot of our daily life experience, and so many decks are not reflecting that. They're reflecting the fantasy or the escape, which is relevant. I'm not speaking ill of those decks, but it's not, I personally find so much magic in daily life and in city life. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. I just really, the city turns me on, and it's just this thing that happens to me where if I'm in San Francisco, if I'm in New York, if I'm in LA, if I'm in Paris or London, I could be doing nothing but walking around, and I feel like the brightest I could be in that experience. For me, I'm a city girl all the way. I just can't deny it. Not that I don't love nature, not that I don't need nature, and I don't love other environments too, but for me, the city does it. It just does it. So wanting to take that experience, because I know other city kids, I know other people who feel that way about the city, and give them a sense of tarot that's relevant to their lives, and maybe even give myself a sense of tarot that was relevant to my past. When I was younger, I like to think that if I had City Mystic New York, it would have made a difference. Maybe it wouldn't have, maybe it would have. I don't know, but that's who I really wanted to make the deck for, and that's not necessarily people who know much about tarot, but I also wanted to be really pure with my tarot, and that's why City Mystic New York is so occult. It's so heavily based on occult Kabbalistic principle, because New York is infused with that vibration. I've said it so many times before on this channel, or in this series even, but I don't know, I'm rambling now because I'm tired. But my point is that City Mystic, there's a core vibration that I felt was really missing in tarot, and I thought that was an unfortunate thing because I happen to really enjoy that vibration. And it's been amazing this last almost year now, getting the deck out there, making it, sharing it with people who really, get into it. And every time someone has a new revelation about it, or, uses it and says like, I was so intimidated, but now I feel really comfortable and I get it. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's the point. So for me, this is like kind of a huge culmination that I didn't even foresee, getting to have City Mystic at Reader Studio and getting to bring this deck back to this beautiful, amazing city. It's just, I can't even speak. I'm so happy and excited, and just, inside I'm completely thrilled, if you couldn't already tell. But I think it's a really important step in the City Mystic journey, and in a few weeks, it's Paris now. It's like, I guess a month away at this point from Paris. And then, before you know it, it'll be another year, and it'll be London, and another year. And, it's just a really amazing thing that just came from a deep soul inspiration that I had. It wasn't something I spent a lot of time planning out. I just felt it, and I went with it, and we had the opportunity to do it, and it's worked out really marvelously. So, not to get all preachy on you, but I just want to put it out there. If you have an inspiration, if you have a thing in your soul, don't let anybody tell you it's wrong. Don't let anybody take that from you. I really feel like I've learned that in this process, When I first started making City Mystic New York, I was like really kind of in this experience of not feeling like I fit in anymore in the culture that I was participating in, like festival culture and consciousness culture and kind of the evolver community and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was really dying for me, and a lot of people were not really into the idea of, like, a city deck. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you go to the jungle? Why wouldn't you go to Peru? Why wouldn't you go do psychedelics off with a shaman? And at the same time, all these shamans were like killing people and raping people. Not all of them, but enough to be alarmed. And that just didn't resonate for me. It just didn't work for me. And I went through a real crisis to make this New York deck with, like, my community doesn't really value this, but I do, so I'm gonna do it. And now it's just unfolded, like, beautifully, one step at a time, with a holy fog that I can't ever see too far ahead of what's gonna happen. I just know that in the moment, a Kickstarter campaign feels right. In the moment, branding the Etsy shop feels right. In the moment, pursuing Reader Studio feels right. And there are, like, successes and failures along the way, and it's by no means making me rich, but, it's really cool to have a thing that's starting to feed itself, and maybe a few decks down the line will really be something very potentially impactful in a large sense, hopefully. I mean, that's the goal. So I'm going to take all that fire and that ambition and just infuse it into my week here at Reader Studio, and get really ready for Paris. I feel so ready for Paris. This feels like a great way to kind of top off the City Mystic experience. Not that City Mystic is done or over. I'm still back and forth as to whether or not I'm going to do another print. Some days I feel like I don't know if I'm going to pursue that. Some days I feel like, well, you know what, it actually would be really cool. And I'm learning that, like, the identity of City Mystic New York is very much the identity of New York. It's financial, it's ambitious, it's work, it's profession. And I'm starting to see with the bird's eye view now that, like, the readings with City Mystic New York are really amazing when it comes to profession and work. And I've used that deck to guide me through this process with the City Mystic New York deck, very much so. And it's been cool to watch how that magic comes to life. So I'm excited to see what Paris does, because Paris is really about art and beauty and romance and passion. And so I'm excited to see how that deck kind of takes on its own identity too. And I don't know, I was just in this moment of like a lot of really big perspective and being out of my comfort zone and being out of my environment and away from all the people that I know. And I'm actually a really shy person, and I like compensate by trying to be really outgoing, and sometimes I'm not. And sometimes people read that as like very off-putting or aloof, and I'm not aloof at all. I'm just really like nervous and shy and socially awkward. I overthink everything. So being out here without Chris is bittersweet. Like, it's sad. I really want him to be here, and I really want to be working with him. But at the same time, I know it's what I need to do, and it's like what needs to happen for both of us on the soul growth level. And it's really pushing me to get over the shyness and not just like let Chris kind of be the outgoing one for both of us. So here's to this crazy, amazing, huge growth process. I'm gonna quit now. It's like midnight here in New York, and I've got to be up at like 6 tomorrow morning to hopefully receive my decks from the mail, because they have not shipped out yet. So I have like a few copies to sell, and that's it. So hopefully my product gets here tomorrow, and I've got to finish building my booth. Of course, I had to bring all of the hanging feather mobiles and the dream catchers that I make and things, but damn it, they're part of my setup, and I refuse to settle for not having them up. So I'm gonna ask the hotel guys to help me figure that all out, and I'll be posting pictures and stuff soon, and I've been catching video here and there, so a little special is coming for sure. But I just wanted to like say hey, and also let you know that I decided I wouldn't have to turn off my Etsy shop, so because I can get to a post office from out here really pretty quickly and easily. So if you still want to pick up a deck, you're welcome to. And if you happen to be at Reader Studio and are thinking about picking up a deck, don't tell anybody, except I'm telling everybody on internet land, I'm offering a very, very special discount for this event only, because it's a lot less expensive to sell in person than it is to sell online. I'm not going to get into the details, but yeah. So, and I really just want people in New York to have this deck, honestly. Like, if I don't make any money on it, if there were like 90 people who had the deck in New York, that'd be amazing to me, because that energy gets put back into the city. So, okay, I'm gonna shut up now and go take my bath and go to bed. But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. Just wanted to like update you on where things are, and I'll see you next time with probably quite a bit to share and remember with you from this really special, magical, very much life-changing experience that is being in Reader Studio by myself in New York with City Mystic New York. So, good night, guys. Bye.